Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we take all your sources and really boil them down to the key bits of knowledge, the important stuff.
Yeah, think of it as your shortcut. We cut through the noise, give you the insight.
Exactly. Help you get genuinely well-informed, maybe with a few surprising facts, keep you listening. We're your guides here. So today, we're diving into a really popular book, and one that's known for being super beginner-friendly in the crypto space, The Basics of Bitcoins and Blockchains. It's by Antony Lewis.
Right.
And here at NextVida, we like to make crypto exciting, simple, maybe even a bit glamorous, so you actually enjoy learning and stay ahead. This book, our review, really highlights it, frames crypto as approachable.
And that's so crucial right now, isn't it? Just getting your head around Bitcoin and blockchain. There's so much curiosity out there.
Totally.
And honestly, for a lot of people, this book, it's the first step.
Yeah.
Their very first step into, well, what some are calling a whole new financial system.
Yeah.
It feels complicated, maybe a bit daunting, but people hear about NFTs, DeFi, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they need that base layer, not just the hype,
Absolutely. So what we're going to unpack in this deep dive, it's not just the nuts and bolts, like how Bitcoin really works, but also what blockchains could mean for the future, beyond just money, right?
The bigger picture.
Our analysis really flags this book as a must-have if you want to, well, look smart and stay current in this digital age.
Yeah, stay updated.
And keeping with that NextVida vibe, we'll mix the knowledge with energy, keep you hooked. So stick around. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's get into it then. The book's main aim, it seems pretty ambitious, actually. It wants to explain really complex crypto stuff, but in simple, everyday language.
Yeah, demystify it.
Right. Strip away all that jargon that, let's face it, scares a lot of people off.
Oh, no.
So, like, with Bitcoin, it doesn't just say what it is. It digs into how it actually works, which is key, right? Getting into the mechanics. How does Lewis actually manage that without making your eyes glaze over with technical stuff?
That's a really good question, and I think that's where the book really nails it. Instead of throwing, like, heavy cryptographic theory at you,
Right.
he uses these really relatable analogies, like for public and private keys. He compares your public key to, say, an open mailbox address. Anyone can send you digital mail or currency.
Okay.
But your private key, that's the only key that opens your mailbox. It's secret. Only you have it. It lets you get your funds.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Simple but effective.
Exactly. It's that kind of clear, sort of intuitive comparison that works so well for beginners. And what's really cool is it doesn't just stop at Bitcoin, the currency. It links it straight to the tech underneath the blockchain. A lot of guides might just focus on Bitcoin itself. But this book covers both. It really hits what blockchains are and why they matter. So you get the whole picture, really.
Okay.
And it does this using, again, examples and analogies that make it easy for beginners to grasp, steering clear of those heavy technical terms. That accessibility is just vital, whether you're techie or not.
That's such a critical point because, yeah, you see resources that just jump straight into, like, cryptographic hashes or proof of work.
Yeah, you're lost immediately.
Right, before you even start. So tackling Bitcoin and the blockchain together, it sounds like he builds a much stronger foundation that way. Does he use maybe a real-world example for something like the immutability of the blockchain, making it unchangeable?
Yeah, exactly. He might describe it like a chain of digital records, right?
Yeah.
Where each new block full of transactions gets locked onto the last one using cryptography.
Okay, like links in a chain.
Precisely. So it forms this unbreakable sequence.
Right.
It's like a digital ledger where every entry is timestamped, secured by the one before it. Tampering with an old entry, it's almost impossible without messing up the whole chain that follows.
Right, it would be obvious.
Totally obvious. Think of trying to, secretly rip a page out of a library's master ledger from centuries ago. Someone's going to notice, right?
Yeah, you'd see the gap or the damage.
Exactly. That's kind of the core idea of blockchain immutability, but explained in a way you can actually picture. Very intuitive for a complex idea.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Moving past the definitions and the basic tech, the book gets practical, which is great.
The how-to.
Yeah, because once you understand what it is, you want to know how to use it, right? So Lewis walks you through how cryptocurrencies are stored. Big question for anyone thinking of dipping their toes in.
Definitely. Security is key.
Then how cryptocurrencies are traded, the exchanges, the methods, and finally, how cryptocurrencies are used in the real world. getting beyond the abstract to actual applications.
Yeah, it bridges that gap.
It's one thing to get the theory, quite another to know how you actually interact with this stuff.
And this ties into something really important about the author's style. It's very neutral and balanced.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's not just rah-rah crypto, not the gold rush hype you sometimes see.
Right, avoids that trap.
Exactly. Instead, it gives you the full picture. That includes the risks associated with digital currencies, and importantly, the common scams to be aware of.
Crucial for beginners.
Absolutely. It also tackles the common myths surrounding the crypto world, trying to separate fact from fiction, like maybe debunking the idea that Bitcoin is only used for shady stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Right. He explains this transparency, but also acknowledges, sure, it can be misused. The point is, the author doesn't just hype crypto. He also lays out the challenges and legal issues.
Such as?
Things like, regulations being unclear in some places, or the whole debate around the environmental impact of mining. It's all part of giving you a proper, well-rounded understanding.
That neutrality sounds really valuable, especially in a field that can be so polarized, extreme hype or extreme fear. But does it give enough attention to those risks? Or are they just sort of tacked on? Because like you said, for a beginner, knowing what not to do is maybe just as important.
That's a fair point. I'd say it doesn't dwell endlessly on the negatives. It's not trying to scare you off.
Okay.
It frames the risks more as, well, part of the deal with new fast-moving tech. It gives you awareness, which is the main thing for a newbie.
Right. Empowers you.
Exactly. It's not meant to be like a super deep risk management textbook.
Yeah.
But it definitely gives you enough to be cautious, spot the obvious red flags. You get the warnings alongside the potential.
Gotcha. Okay. So building on that and looking beyond just Bitcoin, the book then widens the lens, to more future-focused stuff.
It does, yeah.
It introduces ICOs, initial coin offerings,
Right.
which were, a huge deal for a while in crypto funding, new projects issuing their own tokens to raise money.
Right, a crypto way of fundraising.
And it covers smart contracts. I like the vending machine analogy you mentioned earlier. Put money in, meet conditions, get result automatically.
Yeah, no middleman needed.
Huge implications there, right, for contracts, supply chains, all sorts.
Massive potential.
And it looks ahead to the future of decentralized finance, DeFi. Basically rebuilding finance lending, borrowing, but on the blockchain, without banks.
Yeah.
Sounds like Lewis isn't shy about looking forward.
Not at all. And that wider view is part of what our source material called its updated perspective. It talks about real-world use cases and adoption trends.
Okay.
So it moves past just theory to show how blockchain is actually starting to touch our lives, maybe in ways we don't even notice yet.
Right.
It really explains why blockchain matters beyond money. Think about its potential for secure medical records, maybe tracking goods in a supply chain.
Like knowing where your food actually came from.
Exactly. Or digital identity, secure voting systems. Imagine proving who you are online without giving away all your data to some company.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Lewis connects those big ideas to actual tangible possibilities, helps you see the whole landscape.
That is fascinating because, you hear blockchain, you often just think Bitcoin, maybe trading, speculation, the money aspect.
But this sounds like it helps you zoom out, see the potential everywhere. So, okay, what does this mean for you, the listener?
Well, the big takeaway seems to be its beginner-friendly approach.
Absolutely.
Our review stresses it's written so even someone with zero knowledge about crypto can understand. It doesn't assume you know the lingo. It builds you up.
And that's exactly why it's seen as such a solid foundation stone for anyone starting out. It gets you ready to actually understand news articles about crypto.
Right, decode the headlines.
Engage in conversations, maybe with friends or colleagues who are into it, and even tackle more advanced crypto books later on.
Sets you up for the next step.
Totally. It gives you the vocabulary, the basic concepts, so you can navigate this, sometimes confusing crypto world. Helps you tell the difference between, say, a serious project and just pure hype.
Yeah.
Understanding the why behind it all. It really is one of the clearest intros out there. You're getting real understanding, not just factoids.
It definitely sounds like a strong starting point. But what about someone who maybe already knows a little bit, like they've heard the terms, maybe even bought some crypto? Is Lewis's way of simplifying still useful? What makes it stand out?
Oh, that's a great question. Even if you're not a total beginner, that clarity Lewis provides can be really valuable. Sometimes he just crystallizes a core idea that you might have sort of understood, but maybe imperfectly.
Ah, like tidying up your understanding.
Exactly. It's like going back to the absolute basics of how something works.
Mhm.
Doing that with a really clear explanation can fix little misconceptions you didn't even know you had,
Okay, makes sense.
or just solidify things. And his analogies are just really sticky. They stay with you. So yeah, beginner-friendly, absolutely, but also a great refresher or recalibrator, even if you're already in the space a bit.
Right.
So if you're interested in crypto education generally, or finance, or yeah, even thinking about investing,
Mm.
this book comes up again and again as a must-read.
Because it helps you get that knowledge quickly, but properly,
Right.
without feeling totally swamped.
Precisely. Efficiently and, dare I say, enjoyably. Laying the groundwork right.
Exactly. Get that essential base layer down, then you can explore the more complex stuff with confidence. Now, we should also quickly mention limitations, right? Every source has them.
True.
While it's great for beginners, our review notes it may feel too basic if you're already, say, a serious crypto trader or a blockchain developer.
Right. It's not that kind of deep dive.
Yeah, it doesn't go very deep into coding or trading strategies. Those are whole other worlds.
Definitely specialized fields. They need different kinds of books, much more detailed guides.
So the focus here is really on the concepts and clarity, right? Getting the fundamental ideas straight, not the super advanced implementation details.
Absolutely. And those are deliberate choices by Lewis. It reinforces the book's main strength.
Yeah.
That conceptual clarity, making it accessible for learners. It's about building the bedrock, not the entire skyscraper on top.
Good analogy. You need that solid foundation first.
Exactly, before you start adding the complex floors. So just to wrap that part up, the basics of Bitcoins and blockchains by Antony Lewis really does stand out. It's consistently praised as one of the clearest ways into this whole evolving field. It really is an invaluable foundation stone for getting your head around it all. Whether you know absolutely nothing, or maybe you just want to firm up what you think you know, perhaps clear up some confusion.
And we here at NextVida, we definitely recommend it if you're curious about, well, the future of money or blockchain tech, or honestly, if you just want to understand what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, cut to the buzz.
It genuinely equips you to, look smart, stay updated in this digital era, gives you that core knowledge so you can navigate it all with more confidence. It's about understanding, not just following blindly.
Well said. So maybe a final thought to leave our listeners with.
Yeah.
Thinking about those concepts in the book, Decentralized Finance,
Yeah.
these growing adoption trends, how might they really reshape things? Not just money, but maybe our everyday interactions, the structure of whole industries like healthcare, supply chains, even how we're governed maybe in the next 10 years.
That's a big question.
It is. And after getting this foundation from Lewis, what part of that huge shifting landscape are you most interested in exploring next?